Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kim. Today guys, as I was doing the love readings for Pisces and Virgo, I kind of sensed that the feminines were going through something, and the masculines both had a unity on their mind and they were in like very peaceful, good places, but it was the feminine that was being triggered by fear. And I kind of just wanted to do a divine feminine read on like what we need to work on at this time, because yeah, I feel like unity is coming and union is coming, but there is definitely a work that I think we still need to do, and healing, because there was a lot of fear on the feminine side. So I do see union here, right? With the lilies, I do see union. This can speak of a relationship coming, but I also sense that there's still like work to be done with the mountain. There's still something to overcome. There's still like a challenge. Again, it's not going to be like smooth sailings, and I think like it's really going to put to the test all the work that we have already done for the feminines and all the work that we still have to do, right? So what I'm getting with this feminines is that there's definitely a lower chakra thing going on. We have the solar and the sacral, right? We do have the third eye here, but more of like the lower chakras, right, are the ones that are kind of like giving us an issue at this time. And it's interesting because at the bottom of the deck, there's a lot of sacral and then the root, right? So I would say right now, feminines, to do maybe like an internal cleanse, meaning, I mean, I don't even know how, like, I know there's like those, for the sacral chakra, you can like, I know they sell like incense sticks that help with like clearing the sacral chakra, but I feel like maybe a lot of us have to do that like internal sacral chakra cleanse. I think there's also like those pots that you can sit on like steam with those herbs that can like cleanse that area, but I do think that we have to kind of like do those cleanses at this time, because I do feel like unity is close by and there's still like something that's keeping us like in fear and still hurting us, in a sense that it's going to make it more difficult, to be honest. And a lot of us are getting triggered, and like I never even realized this, but we have 3-3, right? 3-0-3-2-1. So yeah, I definitely think that there's like unity coming for us, but I just feel that there's work to be done, and I think it's on the lower chakras. So I think it's mostly focused on the sacral. So yeah, again, there are those like incense sticks that you can burn that are for the sacral chakra, and then I think like those pots that you can sit on where you can like steam and like clear that out. But I think like that's one thing that they're telling us to get ready for. It's like an internal cleanse, right? Like an internal cleanse to help us release those negative things, because I feel like we've been doing a lot of work on the outside, not on the outside necessarily, but like there's things that are more apparent that we work on, but this is like something that I feel like most people might overlook. So I think there's definitely that cleanse that we need to do. And I think it's still time to take care of yourself, right? And it's still time to be loyal to the ones that we love on like the journey that we've been on. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not to like forget where we came from, or it's not to forget like who we were in the past. It's to kind of love who we were and embrace the new shit. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like we can't let go of who we were in the past completely, because that's a part of ourselves. It's the same thing as our shadow. Like we can't let go of the shadow completely. It's a part of ourselves. We have to learn to embrace both sides. And that's what I'm getting here. It's like, especially with the guilt here, it's like you could have done a lot of work on yourself and you want to just be like, yeah, I'm nothing like I was in the past. Like I've changed, I'm different. And that's all good, but there were good parts of you in the past too that I feel like you have to like embrace. So I feel at this time, as we get closer and closer to unity, as we get closer and closer to like being more balanced, I think that there's still this like internal cleanse on the lower chakras that we need to do, or this work on the lower chakras. And I think a lot of it has to do, Pisces had a lot to do with like insecurity, and that's what I'm getting with the yellow. It's like, are you really ready, right? Because those insecurities come from fear. And Virgo was getting a lot of pessimistic energy, like, oh, it can't happen, it's never gonna happen type vibe, or I've been through so much shit already, you know what I mean? So there's this, those are just Pisces and Virgo. I haven't done every single sign's love read this week, but I'm just saying from the perspective of the feminine seems to be being triggered, and the feminine is the one that seems to be fearful and I just don't want anything to kind of get in the way of what's coming for you guys. So again, I feel like sacral chakra is the most important. And solar, you know, solar, confidence. Don't be insecure. You know what I mean? We work so hard to get here. And it's not the time to be like that. And if you guys feel like an insecurity, or you feel like those are the things that you need to work on, then this is the time to do it. Like if you've been putting it off, I've been putting this one off, like the cleansing of the internal, like sacral, just because I haven't bought the incense sticks yet, or the like herbs to sit on. So I'm about to go do that. I'll put a link if I buy something. Like, it's not because I'm getting, you know, paid to put an ad or anything like that. It's just like I want to help you guys the same way as I want to help myself. But yeah. So, feminines, I feel like a long time ago, we kind of decided, like we made that decision a long time ago that we were going to take this spiritual journey, right? Like we were going to do the work. We were going to, you know, be loyal to ourselves and do the work that we knew that we needed to do. Because I feel like, again, a lot of us were triggered. A lot of us were hurt. A lot of us were betrayed. Like there's a lot of things that led us here, right? And I feel like we have gone through this total death and rebirth. And I feel like there were times when we were this karmic. Do you know what I'm saying? There were times when we were this karmic. And I think it hurts to know that you were karmic at one point with someone else, that you were unhealed. Like you were not healed. Do you know what I'm saying? That you were not healed, that you were not ready at one point in your life. And now you feel ready. And I feel like, again, everything is coming for you. Everything is happening for you, right? With the wheel, the magician, and then here is like the soulmate that is coming in. Like you're manifesting the soulmate and they're coming in. There is a change of the wheel. And I think that has a lot to do with the work that we've done. That's what I'm trying to say. Like we have done the work. With the wheel turning, it's like we turn this wheel ourselves. And I feel like you have to understand that at one point, like we were the karmic. Right? At one point we were this Queen of Wands, we were the karmic, and now I think that a lot of us are going to be feeling triggered, and I don't necessarily know why, because that's not our energy anymore. But I think, again, it was who we were in the past for a lot of us. Like a lot of us were this karmic, a lot of us were messing up, a lot of us were doing stupid shit. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's why this guilt and this lower chakra shit is coming up, because it's like, as much as we want to say like we have changed and we have done the work, we're still being triggered, right? That we still have those parts of us that never are going to go away, right? Like with Pisces read, it had a lot to do with like, are you going to feel triggered when this person says like, yeah, I was with this person, and like, you know, where has this person been? Is that going to trigger you into feeling insecure again, to know who they were like with? Do you know what I'm saying? To know who this masculine was with. Is that going to is insecurity going to be a problem? Is codependency going to be a problem? Do you know what I'm saying? Have we worked through those lower energies that we used to like be in, that we used to have fun in? Because I mean, at the end of the day, you know, when you were a karmic, I'm pretty sure you didn't know you were one. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm really getting, feminines. It's like we're already ready for a union to come, and we have done the work, but at the same time, we were this person. We were this person in the past. We were someone who maybe lied and was deceitful. We were someone who, you know, we did do dumb shit. And I think if you're lying to yourself and saying like, oh, I was always a saint, I've never done this, I've never done that, then like good for you, right? But I know for a fact that I've been a karmic in my life. So it's like I'm ready to kind of move forward. I'm ready to change. And I have done those changes in myself. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like we've all been doing that work on ourselves. And now it's just time to reap those benefits. But again, to say that we're not going to be triggered, and to say that this is going to be easy and that this union is supposed to just be like the easiest thing, I don't think it is. And I think we're going to be, again, we're going to have to really like face ourselves. Maybe it's like facing our past and the shit that we've done. Do you know what I'm saying? It's going to come back around. Last night before I went to bed, I was like thinking of shit that I had done that I wasn't proud of. And I was like, why are these feelings coming up? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, why? I've been feeling so happy all day, and now like shit is coming up from the past, and it's actually like, it hurts me, you know, to have to deal with things that I did in the past. You know, I don't feel like that person anymore, but they're still coming up, and the guilt from that in the past is coming up. So again, even though I feel like I've been enlightened in the past, I was this person. You know what I mean? And I feel like that maybe that's something that we still have to work on, like shedding that old skin, or maybe like, again, it's more of an embracing of that shadow side of us. But yeah, that's what I feel like feminines. I feel like for a lot of us, it is to say that we're not going to be triggered, or to say that we're going to be perfect just because we're doing the spiritual journey it's not existent. Like, we're still going to have to work. That's what I'm just saying. Like, there's still work to be done. And I feel like the journey never really ends. And I think that's kind of annoying in some like aspects, because it's like, when does it ever end? But I guess it really just doesn't. And I think a lot of us have gone and done the work and turned the wheel. And yes, we're manifesting the person that we want, but that doesn't mean, like, don't be naive and think like you're not going to be triggered, or don't be naive and think that you're like a freaking saint now. You know what I mean? Like, that you're a saint and that like old patterns won't come up. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like old patterns will arise, and it's like, what are you going to do again? You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, the union comes in, and it's like, are you going to be triggered by shit that this person does? Have you really worked through it? Are you going to revert back to old ways? Are you going to, like, again, these insecurities, that codependency, did we really work through it? Those fears that we have, like, are we better at communicating too? Like, that's another thing that I'm feeling with this, is like, are we better at communicating? Are we better at saying what we need? Are we better at being fair? Like, have we really done the work? Because like, this whole time, I feel like a lot of us have been like waiting for the masculine to do the work. And now it's like the masculine's finally done the work, and the feminine's the one that's having a hard time with what's coming toward them. So I just want you guys to be ready to know that it's okay to be triggered. It's okay to have done the work and still feel triggered. You know, it's okay to have done the work and still have shit come up that you just never felt like would come back. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's okay. And again, it doesn't make you a bad person to have things come up from the past that, you know, you thought you dealt with. But that just makes us human. You know what I mean? And I do see that this person is coming in. I do see that the wheel has turned, that we made that wheel turn, and we are manifesting what it is that we want. But don't like play yourself and say to yourself, like, those feelings won't come up again, or that part of myself that used to be codependent, or used to be, you know, tricky or deceitful or lying, or, you know, I wasn't good at communicating in the past. I'm such a good communicator now. Like, when we let's see, you know what I mean? There's still work to be done. And I honestly think another thing is to say to you guys is, again, don't feel bad for having things come up from the past again and making you feel like, oh, I haven't really finished this work. I think it's just something that never really ends. You know what I mean? It never really ends, especially for empaths with this guilt. To realize like you were karmic in this life, I think it triggers you to want to do better. But again, you have to realize that those are parts of your shadow that will always remain. You know what I mean? Not always in the sense that you have to do the sneaky shit that you used to do in the past, but the fact that it might come up in your head to do something. You're like, wait, that's not who I am anymore. But like, again, those feelings and those feelings will arouse, I feel like, that programming or that pattern within ourselves that we are used to. So again, we have to be careful. That's what I'm getting, guys. So I hope that this helped, guys. I love you. And I kind of want to pull an animal. So we have Pueo, the Hawaiian owl. Your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now, so pay close attention to signs and omens from them. I think they're really saying like to pay close attention to the animals, the signs, you know, the synchronicities, everything that has been, you know, that's what kind of led us onto this path. And that doesn't mean that the journey ever ends. I think like once we get into union, we feel like everything's just going to be over and everything just like starts new. And it's like, you know, the Disney movies when they're like, and they lived, what is it? Happily ever after. Like, I don't think it necessarily works like that. So again, it's not to say that union isn't coming, not to say that, you know, not to be, you know, pessimistic and be like, well, the journey really never ends and this shit keeps coming up. But I do feel that we need some help right now, and I feel like that's what our ancestors are here for. They're going to be sending us a lot of signs and synchronicities to keep trusting our intuition, our third eye, and to keep going on the journey, and to know that I feel like it never ends, and to also know that just because some shit comes up in the way, you know, to this union doesn't necessarily mean that we haven't done a lot of work, and it doesn't necessarily mean that we're supposed to be like these freaking saints and these martyrs that do everything for everyone. Again, it's like this balance that we need. That's exactly what it is. It's a balance. It's a balance. You might still get triggered, you know what I mean, and it's okay. And it's a long journey, but I feel like we're not confused anymore. We've gone through the death and the rebirth, and we have good shit coming. So it's, again, hold on to the faith of knowing that you're doing better than you were yesterday, and also hold on to the faith of knowing that good things are coming in for you and that your ancestors are always there. So yeah, guys, I hope that this helps. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.